think we're recording. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Sander, and I'm the Contract Unit Supervisor for La Crosse County Human Services. The meeting is being recorded. It will be saved on our website for a year, and then we will be getting rid of it. So it's just out there for anyone that maybe is a part of your agency and can't make it today, and you think they will benefit from watching part of it. It'll be a YouTube video out on our website, so they'd be able to go out and catch that if needed. The way we start these meetings is we go around and do introductions. We'll start with internal introductions first, and then we can go to vendor introductions. And what I've done is everybody that's RSVP'd or has been sent the link, hopefully I have a list of all the agencies and I go in alphabetical order. We have a lot of new agencies on here today, so I'm excited about that. This virtual meeting here has really helped us get a lot of participants, and being able to record it has been able to get it even further. So what we usually do is go around. Oh, can you mute yourself if you come in? So what we usually do is go around and introduce ourselves and who our company is, and then any announcements vendors have, they can share that if you have any events coming up or anything like that. Also, if this is your first time in this meeting, maybe just when you introduce yourself, if you could kind of tell us what your company name is or what the services are that you provide, just so we kind of get to know each other a little bit. But again, we'll start internally. So my name is Chris Sander, and I'm the Contract Unit Supervisor. And I think actually I'm gonna start with an announcement that we got to hire a limited term contract specialist this year, Sabrina Clemerson. Many of you might have heard from her during getting the rates. Her and Paul will be working side by side in the different programs. We did get it approved in the budget for next year for her to be hired permanently, so that's exciting. So last year, our contracts, I know I've met with a few of you that have been concerned about our contracts, got out a little late last year, and we are miles ahead of where we were last year at this time. So you should be getting your contracts before the end of the year. You should be able to get them signed and returned. And a big part of that is just the agency realizing that the contract unit needed another staff person and allowing us to hire that limited term staff. So I will start with Sabrina can introduce herself and then the rest of the contract unit.
Hi, I'm Sabrina. I'm the newest member to the team, and I've been emailing a lot of you, getting your information for your new contracts. And I'm excited to work with all of you.
All right, I guess I'll go next. I'm Paul Mettinger. I'm the other contract specialist. So you've probably, a bunch of you heard from me this fall around budget time. So nice to see you all.
Hi, I'm Cindy Werschke. I'm the contract unit clerk. I do the paperwork behind the scenes. So I'm the one that emails you the contract and you send it back to me to get it finalized. So.
Great. I know Jason's on, if he maybe can introduce himself or.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jason Witt and Director of La Crosse County Human Services.
Okay. And then maybe we'll start with just the ISRS staff. CCS first, or Emily?
Sure, I can hop on. I am Emily Ingling, Assistant Manager with the Integrated Support and Recovery Services section here in Human Services.
Hi. I'm Sarah Moore.
Sarah, you muted yourself.
Sorry, guys. Sarah Moore-Schauser. I am one of the newest supervisors. So some of you may have had contact with me, and hoping to reach out to more of you as I start this position.
I'm Ryan Ross. I am one of the other CCS supervisors. I'm Ellen Daubert, one of the other CCS supervisors.
I'm Christy
see you.
Harold. Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
Okay, I'm Christy Harold. I'm the quality assurance supervisor for the section.
I'm Shelly Tollefson. I'm also an ISRS. I'm in the Children's Long-Term Support Waiver Program in the youth world our workers also do CCS.
I think Angie's on.
Yep, sorry, I was a few minutes behind here. I'm Angie Welch. I am the other supervisor in the Children's Long-Term Support Waiver Program.
Do we have any other internal staff on? I don't think so. Okay, we'll start with the vendors. So again, I'll just try and go in alphabetical order. If I miss your vendor name, at the end, I will ask for anybody that I missed. So I know there's always a few that get forwarded the link or maybe use the link on the agenda and it works for them. So again, I'll go in alphabetical order, but if in the end, I'll ask for anybody that we haven't really had introduce themselves. So Adams and Associates is first.
Gotta unmute. I'm one who has technical difficulties regularly, so the last couple of meetings I have not been introducing myself. I'm Sue Johnson, and the biggest change this year, which really happened at the beginning of the year, but I haven't been able to announce because of technical difficulties, is that I am now sole owner. Bill Adams has fully retired, and so I'm the sole owner of the business. We've had some staff changes and are looking forward to hiring one more new staff at the beginning of the year, and all is going well.
Adapt Physical Therapy and Fitness. Okay. Almost Family.
I can go. This is Janelle Hintz. I'm the state director for Almost Family. And we serve 8 locations. We have 8 office locations, but we have services throughout the state. And then Tara is also on as the executive director. She can introduce herself as well.
So I'm Tara. I'm the executive director over the La Crosse office. We do CLTS, obviously home health as well. I also oversee the Eau Claire office, and we are very excited to be a part of the conference this year. I'm looking forward to working with you all.
Andrea Polniczek, LLC. Aptive.
Hi, my name is Lisa Duncanson. I'm our services director for Aptive. Our headquarters are here in La Crosse. We also have an office where we serve youth out of our Black River Falls location and another office in Janesville.
And I'm Nate Hunt. I'm Program Operations Director at Aptive. I work alongside Lisa, and we work with the county and stuff regarding contracting. So.
Brave Spaces.
This is Kim Frederickson, and I'm here with Susie Lee. We are just settling in, coming on our 2nd anniversary in June, and that's it.
Brodelac.
This is Lindsay Farrell Govek with Brodelac. I'm now the COO. This past year, I've had a few changes. I moved into this role. We have 3 new regional directors. Jennifer Gruba is on and will introduce herself. Do residential. We have 37 facilities around the state and do residential and CCS residential. Jen. maybe she's not on.
I see her on, but she's muted, so maybe she's away from her computer or talking and just muted.
Well, anyways, Jen's on also, and she's our new regional director here in Eau Claire area. So she's the new name popping up in emails.
Great. Catholic Charities.
Hi, I'm Olivia with Catholic Charities, Community-Based Service Coordinator and Live By program.
Talita.
Hi, I am Amanda with Cholita Mental Health Services. New for us is that we are expanding into the community services base. So we do both CLTS and CCS. Kiddos primarily, but I also do psychotherapy and psychoeducation.
Chippewa River Industries.
Hi, I'm Andrew Weber. I'm the Area Services Manager for La Crosse. We do mostly job development type services contracted out through DVR. We also do daily living skills, and we're working to get into CCS. And our new announcement is that we have a new job developer whose name is Jen Williams, who I think is also on today, and I will let her introduce herself as well.
Good morning. Yes, my name is Jen Williams, and I am the former area services manager that I worked with Emily a little bit before and have returned back to CRI as the new job developer and also student liaison for the high schools. And I'm excited to get started again with CCS.
Christian Servants Home Care.
Hi, Matt Groh with Christian Servants. So we're predominantly CLTS partners throughout the state and do a lot of respite, daily living skills predominantly, as well as personal supports, that type of thing.
Fully Kids Space.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I'm the owner of KidSpace and an occupational therapist, and I offer individual occupational therapy services as well as community play hours on the weekends for kids and their families.
Dear Pat.
Hi, I'm Erica with Deer Path Integrated Living in Necedah. We're a small residential organization. We do medication management, individual skill development, and wellness management and recovery. We've been doing CCS for many years, and our announcement is that we just were reaccredited through CARF. So that's pretty awesome.
Great. Driftless Job Finder. Eclectic Counseling.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry,
Oh,
this is
okay,
Ellen
sorry.
Clayson with, that's all right. I was having trouble with my mic. This is Ellen Clayson. I'm with Driftless Job Finder. I do employment developmental skills and individual skills. And my office is located in Westwood, Wisconsin, and I do Vernon, Crawford, La Crosse, Monroe, Richland Center, and working on getting into Jackson County.
Eclectic Counseling.
Hi, I'm Billy Jo Jester. I am the clinical director, owner, and one of the psychotherapists for our clinic. I have a total of 4 psychotherapists through our clinic. Only I was able to attend today. We provide mental health services from ages 4 to into their 90s. We do a lot of work with families. We do in-home and outpatient mental health. I will just personally speak to what I'm specialized in. I am a certified mindfulness CBT, TFCBT, and I am a certified trauma adoption competent therapist through UW Milwaukee program. Been working in the La Crosse area only 4 years now. Previously worked in the Milwaukee, Chicago, and more urban areas. Something that's, it's my first time attending the meeting. We do have openings with myself and my other 3 clinicians. That's all that I have to report.
Thank you. Essential skills.
Hi, that's me. I'm Bill Humphrey. I run Essential Skills Peer Support based in Viroqua, Wisconsin. My background is in outdoor education and wilderness therapy. I work with youth and adults doing independent living skills and wellness and recovery related peer support. No announcements for me today.
Family and Children's Center.
Hi, I'm Mary Jacobson. I'm the Wisconsin Director of Programs at Family and Children's Center. And we offer a variety of services, all kinds of community-based services, therapy, mental health services, and there's really no updates today. Thank you.
Thanks. First Time Farms.
Hi, I'm Jim Ward with First Times Farm. It's my first year as a CCS CLTS provider. I do animal therapy, riding lessons, horse training. I help people with problem horses. Something that we're doing here pretty soon is my stepson's going to be coming in as a helper around here to help people with some animal therapies. And we mainly do life and coping skills through health and wellness. And like I said, we work with CCS, CLTS of Monroe, La Crosse, and Jackson County.
Fixed Fitness. Blocks Guardians.
Hello, this is Kim. We've been a provider with CCS and CLTS. CLTS, pretty new, CCS for a while. We pretty much serve only in Monroe County. Skills, psychoeducation, med management. And I think the only one with me today is Renee Quillman, our program lead. And no new updates.
Okay. Flying Horse.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Lisa Carmichael. I'm the program director for Equine Assisted Learning Program. And yep, no new updates. Just good to see everyone.
Okay. Healing Hearts.
Hi, I'm Paris Prochaska with Healing Hearts. I provide therapeutic art services for the CCS program.
Welcome. Horse Sense.
Good morning, this is Samantha Hall. I'm the director at Horse Sense. We provide therapeutic horseback riding lessons for youth, adults, and military vets with disabilities in our community. An announcement is, well, today's Giving Tuesday. So we kicked off our annual holiday donation match campaign, which means all donations up to $10,000 are going to be matched. So busy time of year for us as we wrap up the year.
Innovative Services.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Hudson, CCS Administrator for Innovative Services. I oversee Western and Central Wisconsin programs for youth and adults for CCS and CLTS.
LMP Services.
Hi, Lisa Shutter with LMP Services. We are pretty new to the CCS and the CLTS program, just started here this last year. So we offer a wide variety of services, and we have a rec therapist on staff and just trying to get our feet wet and figure it all out.
Lad Lake. Life in Harmony.
Hi, this is Amy Schock. I am the founder and executive director at Life in Harmony. I'm a music therapist, and our team, we have 6 music therapists, and we're going to be taking on our first clinical intern. We have been providing services with Waiver and CCS since about 2010, and we're based out of West Salem. And then if you're in the Viroqua or Black River Falls or Toma community, you may have seen our signage there. We have a small outreach clinic there. And so our announcement is every year we do Sounds of the Season, where clients select a song where they're putting their clinical goals to work, and we'll be featuring that on our website as we enter into the month of December. So you can check that out, just searching Life in Harmony to hear some inspirational tunes.
Lutheran Social Services.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Pritchard. I'm the Regional Director for Lutheran Social Services. We have some contracts with La Crosse for foster care and adoptions, but we do provide other services in the CCS array, as well as CLTS, from therapy and skill building to some really strong evidence-based practices like family-centered therapy. And then we also do some CLTS work. Thank you.
Mastering Life Skills.
Hello, I am Stacy Masters, founder.
Yeah, Release from the Sun. Don't know if we can.
I think, okay, we're good now. Stacy Masters, Mastering Life Skills. So I am the founder. New announcement for this year.
We said it wouldn't be too expensive to do.
LNP, you're not on mute, I don't think.
I
Or who was
muted
that?
him. I muted
Okay.
him.
Okay. That's okay. So let's see. So a new announcement for my company is that we've been able to add staff and some really quality staff. So I'm super excited about that. And our major services that we provide are with CCS, and it is ISDE and wellness.
Meta House.
Hello, my name is Sarah Kane. I'm the Director of Operations at Meta House in Milwaukee. We contract with La Crosse County on referrals to our residential treatment program. We provide substance use disorder and co-occurring mental health disorder treatment to women and their kids. We specialize in treating women who are pregnant and who have kids with them in or out of their care. And our big announcement is that we are expanding in 2023 and 2024. So we are under contract on a new property in the community of Glendale, Wisconsin, which is just adjacent to Milwaukee. And we are expanding our bed count from 35 residential beds to probably about 100. And so we'll have more updates on that in the next couple of months, but look forward to hearing everyone else's updates. And thanks for having us today.
Yeah. Milkweed Connections.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Luciani. I'm an administrator with Milkweed Connections. We're based in Menominee, and we currently serve about 14 counties in western Wisconsin. We're brand new to contracting with La Crosse. And within CCS, we provide peer support, individual skill development, wellness management, psychoeducation, and employment-related skills training. And we have about 21 providers on our team. Thanks.
Yeah. New Horizons.
Good morning. I'm Ann Kapoff, Executive Director of New Horizons Children Outreach Centers, and we provide safety and services to victims and survivors of domestic and sexual abuse.
Parenting Peer.
Hi, I'm Bailey McCowan. I am new. I actually am just taking on my first client, but my goal is to just really hold tight to the peer parent support role. We need that. So I'm here now.
Okay. Peace of Mind.
Hi, I am Jay Clark. I'm the Director of Peace of Mind Counseling. We've been open since 2013. Primary focus on mental and behavioral health therapy, outpatient, in-home, school-based, and we work all 3 counties, La Crosse, Jackson, and Monroe.
Special needs consulting.
Hi, I'm Natasha Pedretti. I left the teaching field after 25 years as a special ed teacher. To pursue this, I want to work more closely with children on the spectrum or other special needs and their families. I am a CLTS provider. I work on emotional regulation, help families set up routines, visual schedules, anything in that gamut.
Welcome. Stein.
Good morning. I'm Krista O'Brien, representing Stein as the CFO. We provide services for outpatient therapy as well as CCS and family and community services.
Trailways.
Hi, I'm Angie Grogan. I'm a partner and the Director of Operations for Trailways. We provide CCS services for several counties throughout the state, and we also provide outpatient services. An exciting thing that happened is the beginning of this month, we actually moved to a new location in Toma that has a bigger space for us to accommodate, especially our CCS clients, with a kitchen and a playroom. So we're really excited about expanding our space in that area.
Great. Vernon Area Rehabilitation Center.
Hello, I am Shelby Neubauer from VARC. I'm a program manager here. VARC provides to youth CCS and CLTS services on daily living skills. So that's kind of what we do. And then updates, we are working on hiring a new child and youth coordinator currently. And then we are also relocating our child and youth services from the north side of La Crosse over to the south side of La Crosse to a building that we recently acquired. So we're really excited for that new space.
Okay. Wisconsin Family Ties.
Hi, sorry, there we go. Hi, good morning. I'm Sarah Solomon, the Business Operations Manager at Wisconsin Family Ties. I'm fairly new with the organization. I'm since February, but still, as you guys know, learning these kind of systems is a long process. We are an organization based out of Madison. We serve over about 19-20 counties over the state. We provide parent, peer advocacy and support, participating both in CCS, CLTS, and other programs. And not a lot to announce, or we just completed our Children Come First conference back earlier in November. Not sure if any of you have heard of it, but it was very successful. We're very excited about that. And yeah, looking forward to the new year for good things. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, is there anybody that I missed? And it's just feel free to unmute and announce your company and name.
Hi, Chris and everybody else. This is Jody Wiedock at the Parenting Place. So contracts that we have with La Crosse County include child care certification, community response, birth to 3, the service coordination and the early intervention part, parent peer support, and family navigation, which does the functional screen work. Thank you.
This is Laura Mathis with Viroco Nutrition Counseling. I do nutrition and other wellness services for physical and mental health. My announcement is that I was on maternity leave for a few months, came back, and I'm going back on maternity leave. So starting next week. So that's my announcement.
Anyone else? Okay, again, we had a lot of new vendors today, and that's awesome. So thank you all for sharing what your different agencies do. I'm sure you've learned about new agencies today. So next on the agenda is Jason Witt, and he is going to give us the overview of the 2023 Human Services budget.
All right, well, I'm gonna bring up and share my screen here. I have a little presentation to share with you. Okay, so hopefully everybody can see the opening pledge. Great. Okay, well, it's really good to be with you today and being able to share really some of the highlights of our budget for 2023. We're a couple of weeks past when the county board did approve the 2023 budget for La Crosse County as a whole. And just wanted to present some of the changes that impact human services. Those of you that were here last year with us can remember that was a big year for us. We had 18 new positions in the 2022 budget. This year, we don't have near the scale of those changes, but really wanted to be brief yet highlight some of the support we continue to receive from the county board to be able to serve the community and support all of our partners alongside us in doing that. So although the budget is pretty large and complex, again, we'll just kind of focus on what's new. And I was going to walk through this just in terms of where the budget falls in terms of some key dynamics, and then walk through some of the budget highlights. So first, starting with some of the key dynamics and a piece of what we're experiencing and kind of working strategically on now within human services is really adjusting to the growth of our agency. And just to provide an example of that, in 2017, the County Human Services budget had 285 positions that you see there. As of then, the 2023 budget will have 310. So just since then, we've seen the growth internally of over 30 positions. So we've really grown, and we are working to adjust to that, to really make sure that the additional resources that we're receiving to serve our community and support our partners are used well. And part of that is some structural changes within human services and adjusting our leadership, making sure we have the infrastructure that's best for the size of the agency that we now are. That included in 2022 the addition of a second assistant manager position in ISRS that Emily England has stepped into. It also includes changes with our deputy director position, who now has direct authority with our management over our management team, and really our internal operations strategy development and alignment. So as we grow, we do want to be flexible and nimble, and again make sure that we're using the new resources that we have really for maximum impact in the community. And a lot of the growth that we've seen there and our access to additional funding is in the area of supporting behavioral health, so mental health and substance abuse needs, and growth of our CCS and children's long-term support waiver programs. So in all of that, though, those areas, many components of that, wanted to make sure that just we're maximizing this to serve residents generally that can benefit from these new resources and services, but also how we are wrapping around and making sure these resources support the criminal justice system, how they can be best used to address the issues of homelessness that we're seeing in the community, how we're able to walk alongside schools with the additional mental health and other challenges that they're seeing there. So all of those changes really meant to make sure we can use wisely the resources we have and be strategic, nimble, and flexible while doing so. Okay, at the same time, want to make sure that we're advancing some key strategic priorities in the agency as we look to put the human back to human services, several strategic components of that, and just a couple of those to focus on is how we're being in the community and our budget, how our budget helps us grow in those areas. For example, in 2022, we were able to add 2 economic support workers that are innovative in terms of the state system and how it's set up, in that those positions are positioned in the community and going to different sites, meeting with the consumers face to face to increase access to our economic support programs. What you'll see in this budget is a commitment to fully fund a position that is housed within the City of La Crosse Shoe Homes housing neighborhood. So in that way, being in the community, but also how are we being with the community and alongside our partners addressing our human services challenges that we're seeing. So that will be things like we'll see in this budget, continued support for social work positions that are partnered with the City of La Crosse Police Department in a mental health crisis co-responder program. We were able to expand that program in 2022 using some grant funding. In 2023, we'll be able to continue those positions. And one example of how we're being with the community and working more alongside our partners and really seeing our future less and less behind the walls of the downtown Human Services Building and Law Enforcement Center, and more accessible and in the community. Also, in terms of driving towards results, and when we have a result mindset, it takes us in new directions, and it takes us in prevention directions. So when we saw on the south side a lot of growth in referrals to our CPS and youth justice system from the Hinge and Huber neighborhood, instead of adding positions to CPS or those systems to address the results of community unrest or in services in the community, really worked with schools and neighbors and law enforcement to do something different and have a community social worker within Hinge and Huber. So really looking at things again, breaking new ground, just not adding to the systems that we have, but new and different solutions to addressing problems in our community. Another dynamic that we face is, continue to operate within just tax levy availability within the county, which is strained because Wisconsin has one of the strictest tax levy laws in the country in terms of what can be raised. And very frequently annually, there is less new tax levy available to even cover inflationary growth of programs. So just a little bit of historical context in this. You see from 2011 to 2016, human services levy remained flat all of those years, even though there had inflationary costs, even though there was position cost of living adjustments, but we had no additional levy from 2011 to 2016. From 2018 to 2022, there was a period where our levy went up and then a little bit back down. What we'll be seeing for 2023 is a pretty significant reduction in our levy. So our tax levy will decrease by 16%. As we're competing with a lot of needs throughout the county. So we'll have to look for continue to our future, knowing we'll be very constrained with levy and continue to be dependent on how we're leveraging non-levy resources. So how we're leveraging state and federal funding, which we've been very successful in doing. And we continue to be, and that's where, as we walk through the changes for 2023, we'll see Even though we have levy reduced to that extent, where we're still finding ways to meet challenges and even expand in areas because of our ability to tap non-levy resources. So just to show you, in 2014, when we look at our overall budget, what's highlighted in red is the non-levy components of our budget. So the state and federal funding, grant funding, those other financial resources besides tax levy. For our 2023 budget, non-levy sources will account for 82% of our budget. So, that ability, and that's an ability to do a lot of complex billing, as you know, very well know, to be able to continue to leverage state and federal funding as levy becomes more tight and hard to come by. So then that brings us to just some highlights across our sections for the 2023 budget, and really just focusing on some key changes there. So first with our ISRS section, so our behavioral health and section, that we do have some position additions that are in the 2023 budget. That includes 4 social work positions in the CCS and CLTS programs that will continue to enable us to serve all who are eligible within those programs. So we continue to see and have and being supported by the county board with expansion to the CCS and CLTS programs. Some other changes, we were able to do an investment within our community support program to support 2 mental health tech positions that were started with ARPA funding, served a great need and were successful, and we'll be able to continue those within our budget for 2023. Also, as alluded to a bit earlier, our crisis co-responder program with the city of La Crosse can continue with expanded hours as we're making an investment to make the 2 social work positions that was started with grant funding in 2023 permanent positions for 2023. So those are some key additions and changes within our ISRS section. Within our ADRC section, it continues to be a way our staff are finding ways to leverage state and federal resources. We're adding 2 ADRC professional positions. As our older adult population continues to grow and caseload sizes continue to grow there, we're able to utilize our state and federal funding to add 2 ADRC professional positions. And then in addition, within our ADRC, add a nutrition assistant to keep up with the workload growth in our nutrition program. In the family and children's section, we're increasing respite rates by $20 a day across all payment levels, as we're able to adjust to rates that are more in line with respite providers across the state. And it's been over a decade since these rates have been adjusted. So we're able to do that within our family and children's services section. Within justice support services, are able to do some fee changes, and that includes reducing the fee participants in the intoxicated driver program have, and reducing those by $100 for $350 to $250, and also elimination of fees for our Western Regional Adolescent Center for secure in shelter for families with children in those facilities. Also then able to fully fund a position, social work position within the Shoe Homes neighborhood, originally conceived as it's a collaborative with the La Crosse School District and our other partners in that neighborhood. We were originally going to split a cost of a position with the school district as needs were assessed and the partnerships were aligned. We're contributing a full position to that effort, and other partners are bringing other positions to that effort to serve Shoe Homes. And then in our administration area, Chris alluded to, able to keep our contract specialist and make that a permanent position in 2023. And much needed with, as we see from this vendor conference, just that the huge growth in our CCS and CLTS programs has greatly increased the workload of our contract services area. So again, thank you so much for being partners alongside us in this work, and we're really happy for this additional support that we have for 2023, and happy to be working with all of you in providing these services.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is the Children's Long-Term Support Waiver.
So I don't know that we had a lot of updates for vendors. We do want to open it up if there's any questions. I think Chris has reached out, Chris and/or Sabrina, about some of the provider registry updates. So I think those should all be taken care of at this point. But yeah, as waiver providers, is there anything, any wonderings or anything that you have for us today?
Sorry, that had cut out. This is Nate Hunt. Was this just asking for feedback on things, Angela?
Yeah, anything that you might have for us on the waiver side?
Yeah, just a quick question from Aptiv, and I don't know if this is affecting other providers or not. Just with the WPS portal and authorizations being put in there, one of the questions I have, every month, we're having to spend quite a bit of time checking to ensure those are in there. And for us, there's different authorizations that go with it, up to 3 for services. Is there a way for the county to ensure that those are in each month? Is one of the questions. We're spending an awful lot of time and manpower that unfortunately is limited as a provider of services with the staffing challenges that everybody has out there. So just wanted to ask about that if we could.
Yeah, I hear you. And I mean, that is something that I think we continue to look at. I know we've talked about if there's a way to increase our span for entering authorizations. And that's something that we still have under consideration if it would work with our systems. But yeah, do we have an Aptiv meeting set up? I'm just wondering if we can take that back and try and troubleshoot a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we do have one, and I know I'm invited to it for that. So I know it's on there. But even if we can't change the span, one of the questions would be, is there a way from the county to ensure that those are in there each month in a timely basis before the month that they would be effective for? What happens is we're not missing all of them. We're missing 1 or 2, or sometimes all 3 for different participants, and it will vary on the participants each month. It's just one of those challenges, and then it creates a lot of back follow-up for us.
Yeah, so our system right now is that we ideally all of them are entered by like the 2nd of the month, and those are then entered for the following month. So it's concerning that you're not getting that portion of them, or there's people being missed. So I'm wondering, yeah, if we take that piece back and look at it on our end, of how we could lessen that gap.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anything else on the waiver side?
Okay. So we'll move on to the CCS part of the meeting.
Hi there. So I'm going to just start us off. I first just wanted to formally introduce Sarah Morschauser as our new CCS supervisor who replaced my role as I transition. And because we have 3 CCS supervisors in La Crosse, we took some time to review roles and duties, and Sarah will be our lead vendor liaison. So if you have questions, specific around your services, or just as a vendor needing some like a contact person and needing to meet, Sarah will be your main contact. But you can also continue using the ccsoups@lacrossecounty.org email address to contact any one of the supervisors with questions. And then we kind of looked at Ryan as kind of our lead in some of the day-to-day operations. And Ryan will be sending out a survey also in the near future to get some vendor feedback on the clinical supervision groups and that he's been facilitating, and also just asking for some general RIC CCS feedback. So that should be coming from Ryan here. And then lastly, with Ellen's role, we've identified Ellen as our lead dual CCS CLTS supervisor. And so that will be a really nice bridge between the two programs. And Ellen is still learning the ropes of CLTS, but we felt this was a really good opportunity for us to, again, kind of reimagine our roles and how we can best serve you all and serve our programs. So that is all I have. I'll pass it on to the CCS Soups.
This is Ellen Clayson. I just have a question. Can we get a contact list and the titles of the new, of everyone, so we know like who to contact if there is a problem or if something comes up? Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, so we're, as you kind of saw with Jason's presentation, there's some new openings. So as we get new names and faces in, we can send out a directory of all the new staff, the new roles, who's who, and connected to what. So yeah, certainly send that out, Ellen.
I have a question. I've been a provider now as a mental health clinic for a couple of years with La Crosse County, and we're actually determining as an agency if we want to continue for next year, as we have opening for services, and we have received maybe 4 referrals in 2 years, and none have actually gone through, meaning the clients, they never really engaged, never set up the first appointments, and I understand that's going to happen. So, and we have contracts with other agencies and whatnot. So I'm just trying to determine what the best way, if there really is a need for, I assume, I'm pretty sure in La Crosse County, there's a need for several mental health services. We provide in-home and outpatient. Again, I'm a TFCBT provider, certified in many areas. What the best way, if there's a gap in getting information to your staff for these services, or where the gap may be, or maybe if they're just, it isn't our place to continue to contract with the consortium or with La Crosse County anymore. I'm just trying to determine that. So I'm open to feedback, and if Emily or someone wants to send me that feedback personally or through email. I'm the owner and clinical director for Eclectic Counseling. But again, as the year's ending, I just need to decide if that's the best use of our services, is if it is coming out to a meeting and just providing more information and there's a need that we can fill for you guys, or looking somewhere else to fill a need for another agency.
Yeah. No, appreciate you sharing. Perhaps we can get something set up and just kind of talk. Maybe as I'm looking on my screen towards Sarah, who's gonna kind of help pull things together. Maybe we can find time to connect and figure out what is that best next step.
That sounds like a good plan. I'm willing to meet in person or come to a smaller meeting with the CCS team, or whatever's needed. If there's more questions or interest in what our actual services are, maybe that's where some of the gap is.
Yes, I would be happy to connect with you. Part of the role that I've been doing is just trying to create more relational connections with the vendors, to cover nuts and bolts topics, but then also just kind of a relational connection. How are things going on your end? What types of services are you offering, here's what I hear from the service facilitators on our end. Can we align on some things? Or, hey, there's been some rumblings over here with some of the service facilitators. Wanted to share that with you. What's your perspective on it? Really just trying to align vendors and their providers with us here at the county so that we can continue to have a working relationship that's clinical. So this is something that I would really be happy to take the opportunity to meet with you, Billy Joe, to figure out. Let's talk about it and see what's going on, and then see, is this just a matter of inviting you to a team meeting to share services, or if it's just going back and reminding our staff, hey, we've got Eclectic, and they've got plenty of openings for these types of services.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and shoot me an email then, Sarah, so we can connect? Does that work?
Yep.
Okay.
I will do that. Yeah. Thank you for saying that though and sharing that with us.
I guess just kind of echoing that theme for the rest of the group, kind of in the trend of Jason Witt's presentation of how much the county has grown over the last several years. CCS has grown immensely over the last several years. Just hearing the range of folks, some agencies have been with us since 2011 and 2013, when maybe there were 8 agencies that we contracted with. And today we have upwards of almost 90 agencies that we're connected with. So yeah, just how to, I guess general encouragement is considering our social workers have to keep track of 90 agencies too. So how can you bring yourself forward? And so I appreciate you, Billy Joe, reaching out and just kind of saying, hey, how do I get my name back out there? Because you are on the list. It's just maybe just reminding some of our team that you are out there. So I'd also encourage that with any other vendor too, that if you're kind of feeling in that spot or just kind of curious, just reach out to us and we can figure out how to maybe problem solve getting you back out with our team.
I appreciate that. I'm new to the area, not new to mental health and not new to child welfare providing CCS services, but new to the La Crosse area. And even in my 4 years owning a clinic in the area, I provided more services in Vernon and Monroe County and even Richland County. So I guess that's why I'm bringing to it. It's not that there's a necessarily problem with La Crosse County or the providers, just how can I be more proactive? What can I do to help? Because I'm sure there's a mental health gap and need here. Like you said, even though you have so many providers, we have so many people in need. So that's, just why I wanted to throw it out there.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So I guess looking at, we just had a few agenda topics for the group today. I'm going to go a little bit out of order, kind of talking about growth and change, going back to something Emily was sharing about. Prior to COVID, we used to send out a survey to all the vendors and providers, just how are we doing and how can we support you all better type of a survey. And then COVID came and typical things kind of went to the wayside. So I will be sending that out hopefully this afternoon after this call to agency leads just to kind of get some feedback. According to SurveyMonkey, it should take about 8 minutes, but I guess that really depends on how much feedback you have to give us. There's four topics that we're curious on. How are we doing as an administration? So as supervisors, as QA, contracting, how are we doing and supporting you? How are our service facilitators and social workers supporting and engaging with your teams? Is there anything to do differently there? Clinical supports. So how is clinical supervision going? Looking at, are there dates or times that we can offer those open vendor supervision groups at different days and times? And then training topics. Are there any special training topics that could be helpful that we could look at? I know this last year we opened the door for our medical director, Dr. Katie Fassbinder, to share some different topics that were of interest, and opened it up to the vendor network. And are there other things we can look at offering in the coming year? So those are the 4 themes that we're looking at to hear back from you on. And of course, there's always anything else box at the end of it. So definitely appreciate how we can better support you all in the coming year. So I'll use that to transition to the coming year, because 22 is coming to a close here very quickly. Somewhere in my mind, I'm still in September. I don't know why that is, but here we are at the end of November. So general reminder that anything for 2022 needs to be submitted to us by January 31st of 2023. This includes any billing and notes that you may have for 22. This includes ongoing continuing education logs for staff. So if you are a new staff or you had a new staff start in 22, the initial training log is fine, but any staff that started before 2022 would need 8 hours of ongoing continuing education on topics that are relevant to the work that they're providing to folks in CCS. So just any 8 hours that you might have, put them on the same training log just to kind of reflect the topics and the themes, and send it on into us. And then any clinical supervision logs for the year of 2022. Again, within the CCS program, as we're a mental health treatment program, we're always growing in our practice. Some of us are more knowledgeable in areas than others, but we are all constantly growing. So within the program is the requirement for our non-clinicians every 30 hours of CCS service provided, that we have 1 hour of clinical supervision or consultation. For our licensed clinicians, peer consultation, 1 hour for every 120 hours of services provided. So if you need kind of a litmus test of where you're at, we had one of our team members kind of help wrangle some of the numbers to kind of give you a sense. So if anybody's interested, shoot us an email at the CCS Soups inbox, and I can get you a copy of the report specific to your agency. Just to kind of give you a litmus test of where you stood as of, I believe it's August, because we're a few months behind in our billing. But I'll pause there for any questions, clarifications, comments, wonderings, etc.
I just want to add with that our automated contract database will be automatically sending out reminders. I believe it's January 1st at 7 a.m. for any training logs that are due. So it's kind of a weird message because it's an automated message. We kind of it'll say like your training log's expiring. And it's just kind of a 30-day notice. But just so you know that those go out automatically. And please, if you don't have any to turn in for some reason, like if you've gotten all your training logs in for the year, if you could just let Cindy know that. Because what happens is it just kind of stays out there, and then you get a notice that you go on hold payment at the end of January. So if you get those notices, please respond, even if you don't think they apply to you, because there's something in our computer system that tells us we need something from you, and it won't just go away.
Yeah. All right. Let's see, what else we want to tackle. Prior to this meeting, somebody brought forward a question, clarification around credential types. In particular, the difference between a qualified treatment trainee, a QTT type 1 and type 2. So for those wondering, what I'll do, I'm more of a visual person, so I will share with you exactly what I'm looking at and reading from. So within the long list of all the different credential types that we have in CCS, there are two that come under this QTT title. So qualified treatment trainees are individuals in the process of getting their master's degree and working towards their clinical license. So it may or may not apply to many of you, but it is a certification type out there. So QTTs can only bill and work through a certified outpatient clinic that's been certified through the state. So if you have a DHS 35 outpatient clinic that you get a regular visit from the DQA office to review and renew your license and certification as an agency, this would apply to you even more. If you are not a 35 outpatient clinic facility, then might be able to tune out at this point, or just listen in for some ideas. But so there's type 1 and type 2. A type 1 QTT is a graduate student. So they're enrolled in an accredited university. They're maybe doing a clinical internship because they're studying to become a licensed professional counselor or a clinical social worker or a marriage and family therapist. But they're in school and they're doing their internship. So this would be a type 1 QTT. And then we have the type 2, which is I have completed my master's program and now I'm in the engagement with state licensing to get an in-training license. So professional counselor in training or marriage and family therapist trainee or an advanced practice clinical social worker. So that would be the type 2 QTT. Both of these credentials are able to bill and provide services specifically under the psychotherapy service array. They could be under skills or wellness or any of the others, but typically the QTTs, because it's a clinical track focus, tend to end up under psychotherapy. Now, where it has come up is we do not, as a consortium, ask for a copy of your 35 certification. So we are trusting you to report to us honestly that, hey, we're certified and we have a clinical intern. If you tell us they're a QTT1, that they are at an accredited university and you have a partnership with them to be a clinical intern at your agency, we are trusting you've done your work. And our QA team is just going to take it as it is. Likewise with the QTT2, I mean, you certainly can submit your credential and copy of your licensure for the advanced practice social work or the marriage and family therapy in training. But again, we're just asking agencies, you know your staff and are reporting their credential levels, much like you would if they were a rehab worker or a bachelor degree. We're just trusting you to know your team. If you do have questions, always feel free to reach out to us and we can talk through it and figure out, is it a type 1, type 2? I know we still get lots of questions about, does this bachelor degree count or not in the bachelor degree equivalency? But yeah, so just kind of, I know that we had a question about what is this QTT thing and could we provide some clarification? So yeah, I don't know, again, kind of pausing for questions, clarifications, any additions from colleagues if I missed anything on the QTT. Good deal. Great. Well, the last thing we had on our just our list to share with you all were trends that we're seeing, kind of to a question earlier. There are lots of services. Are we seeing any gaps? I think one of the main ones that we've noticed in the last year in particular has been a definite increase in the amount of the scenario that we see inside family systems where a child, typically a teenager or an adolescent, putting out their dysregulation towards a caregiver. So this typically comes out in a child to parent domestic violence relationship scenario, where a lot of our systems and our programs don't really have a strong handle on. The research field is pretty limited in this area as well. And a lot of our systems are not fully equipped to really address this issue. It's kind of a newer thing. Every year we've kind of had 1 or 2 scenarios, but in the last year, I think we've had at least a dozen families kind of in this situation where we're trying to help regulate an adolescent who is just showing some aggressive behaviors in the home towards other family members. So kind of inviting, putting that on everyone's radar. If you want to look into that, try to adapt practices, potentially try to offer something different. Feel free to reach out to us and partner with us and kind of share your thoughts on that. Other than that, those are kind of our themes for today from the CCS team. I don't know if there are other questions or other things that we could share or walk through while we're all here together.
Okay. Well, feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions, or I know in the chat there was a couple of shares with the CCS supervisor connections, and also one for WPS, an email that works well for WPS for vendors that are having problems with the WPS system. So those are in the chat. And again, we've recorded this meeting. It will be on our website within the next week. So it's under Human Services vendor information, and you can find everything from the meeting under there, the agenda, and any handouts we might have. So this will be posted there too. Let's see. I did have the next meeting. So I have set up the next meeting will be Tuesday, March 14th at 10 a.m. That will be through Microsoft Teams again. Seems to be working well for most. So we'll continue to do this for now. And thank you very much. Have a great day.